What if Titanoboa didn't go extinct? What would happen to us humans? Would our lives still be peaceful today? Hello friends, welcome to Arvin Polo Television. The largest snake in our world today is the anaconda, and the largest crocodile in our world is Cassius, and it weighs 1 ton. These creatures are truly gigantic when you think about it, but you'll be surprised to know that these two giants are just babies compared to the creatures that once lived in our world. And examples of this are the Kronosaurus and the Titanoboa. These two once lived on Earth. They became a huge threat to the lives of animals living on land and in the water. Now the question is, what if they were still alive today in our time? Could we survive, or would it truly be humanity's end? That's why in this video we will find out where and when they lived in our world. And we will also discuss the abilities they possessed. After that, let's bring them into our world. Our conversation today is going to be quite exciting. So let's get started. But wait, I just want to ask you for a favor again. Please subscribe to Miranda Miner for more free tutorials about cryptocurrency. The link to his channel is in the comments section. All right, back to the video. Before we get on the time machine, let's first learn about the abilities and powers of these two monsters. And let's start with Titanoboa. This ancient snake lived in our world 58 million years ago. And according to scientists, it lived in our world for 10 million years, yes. And its length reached almost 13 meters or 43 feet. And it weighed tons. You could really call it a monster. This illustration shows how big it was. The Titanoboa is still longer than 2 adult giraffes lying down. Here's another one. Take a look at these 2 vertebrae. The one on the left is from an anaconda, and the one on the right is from the Titanoboa. And according to studies, the longest snake in our time is only half the size of the Titanoboa. And what's even more impressive is that it can expand its stomach by almost 3 feet. This means that even a baby hippo could be swallowed by it without any difficulty. The Titanoboa could be seen and lived back then. In the dark swamps and rivers, if you think about it, Titanoboa was an incredible killer. It could take down its prey with just its powerful constricting embrace. The strength of its constricting embrace on its prey was equal to 1.5 times the weight of a long bridge in our time. Yes, and if you calculate its strength, it would reach 28 kilograms per square centimeter. Now let's move on to Kronosaurus. The mouth of this creature is made up of a lot of small teeth, and its size is not far from the size of an orca, which is more commonly known as the killer whale. And for you to fully understand, the length of the Kronosaurus is over 10 meters or 33 feet. And its weight reaches up to 12 tons. And its appearance is similar to the crocodiles we have today. Yes, the Kronosaurus is like an enlarged version of a crocodile. It also moved quickly and was very skilled at catching its prey. It also had a powerful rib cage, 4 flippers, and a small tail. On the other hand, you can see that its snout is very long. That means if this bites you, you have no chance of surviving. But the question is, have Kronosaurus and Titanoboa ever fought? The answer is no, because these two lived in different periods. And even if we say they lived in the same period, they still couldn't fight each other. Because Kronosaurus lived and thrived in cold seas, and Titanoboa, on the other hand, lived in a hot climate. However, when alive, they were the most fearsome in their habitats. Now think about it, or let's imagine that they didn't go extinct and they're still alive in our time. Let's see what would happen. If Titanoboa hadn't gone extinct, it would likely live in equatorial tropics or other hot climates. just like in Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil, Ecuador, Peru, or maybe even in Panama. And if there was a Titanoboa in your area, you would probably put up really high fences or maybe even electric wires. On the other hand, this snake wouldn't be able to survive in the city because it wouldn't have anywhere to hide here. But there's still a big possibility that it could hide in hidden places like canals or maybe even wells. And if this happens, their main food would be nothing else but rats. In fact, these kinds of snakes are not interested in people as their food. In the movie Anaconda, you can see that the snake always eats people. But in real life, it's actually very rare for a snake to eat a person. Titanoboa is likely related to the anaconda since they're actually relatives. Meanwhile, with the size of the Titanoboa, what do you think would be their main food in our time? Of course, none other than alligators, turtles, river dolphins, and even some land animals wouldn't be able to escape from it. Manatees, capybaras, cougars, jaguars, caimans, and others would fall victim to it. And in fact, this snake is no longer interested in fish because it's probably already tired of them. And as a result of killing or eating other animals, the food chain will be disrupted. Some animals will just migrate to other places out of fear. Now, Kronosaurus will also devastate its own area. Back then, his favorite prey were turtles and the ancient creature called Plesiosauria. Now, in our time, he would probably target large marine mammals to eat, like whales and others. He might not be able to swallow them whole, but he has the ability to tear them apart. And also, this would be a threat to fishermen as well. The fish would hesitate because the monster is just lurking beneath them. However, if the false bridge has extremely tough skin, Kronosaurus, on the other hand, has extremely powerful teeth. As of now, these single teeth of Kronosaurus are worth $65,000, or $3,500. Or it's even more expensive than gold. Now I'll ask you, what preparations would you make if you heard that there's a boa crocodile or a Kronosaurus in your area? I'll wait for your comment below this video. Alright, once again, this is Arvin Polo Television. This isn't just a story being told. This can also change your perspective in life. Thank you, and see you on my next video.